Hey guys, welcome back. This is Val, and in today's video I'm going to do something really cool. I'm going to grab a screenshot from a game, a PS5 game, and we're going to change the background in Photoshop and project that onto a completely different scenery. And we're also going to throw in some extra special effects on top. So here are some Cyberpunk screenshots. I'm going to grab this one here. Is a really cool shot, low camera, very dramatic, sunshine and all that. So let's load that in Photoshop. Here's how it looks. All right, and now let me gather a Stellar Blade screenshot in the desert. All right, so let's grab one here that looks pretty cool, and we have one that's really awesome looking, also kind of like a low camera, right? This one here. Let's grab that and drag it to Photoshop. All right, so there are a couple of things here. First of all, it's kind of I should say a little bit too close. It feels a little bit closed in and boxed in, this render, right? So let's grab this one here. Cool. And here I feel the droid is a little bit too large. If we place our character V right there, I feel it might be a little bit too big. This is a very dramatic shot with low camera, lots of sunshine. I like this one here with a lot of sunshine right in the face, right? And this one too. Let's grab this one. So it's important when we choose angles, right, that they feel correct and that they have sufficient drama. I think this is really cool. I love this drama here. Let's grab this. So first of all, we see that the shadow is a little bit in the wrong direction. If we take a look here at V on her bike, the shadow goes to the right. So we need to kind of turn this around, right? So let's go to flip canvas. I'm going to Control A to select all, Control C to copy, use Command on the Mac. Go back here and paste. Now I'm going to do a specific thing here because Photoshop, as of as of a few versions back, it didn't always have this feature, but it has now, and it's really cool. It's called object selection. Pretty much you can just click on objects in your scene. Let's click on V, then I hold down Shift. I'm gonna click on the bike as well. The shadow is not clickable, so we're gonna apply the shadow later. Now, having these two selected, I'm gonna hit Control C to copy and Control V to paste. And now I can disable that layer and have that V isolated. I move her to the top, enable the desert, and now desert here, we can select this tool here, hold down Control, keep it down, left click, keep it down, and then I can move that ground to where it makes sense. Something about, I think something like that is pretty cool, right? And also what we can do, it's not always necessary, but sometimes you might need to adjust the angle. So you can rotate, in this case, maybe like so. So she appears to actually be on the ground. We can also move her, hold down Control, hold down right arrow key to shift her to the right. So we just give it a little bit more breathing space so we see the droid there, right? All right, now let's go back, disable these two, go back here, and we're gonna copy the shadow. This is going to be a very simple and quick copy and paste, something like that. Control C to copy, go back to our image, which is here. I'm going to copy the shadow on top of the desert, but beneath the bike. Control V to paste, and I'm going to shift it to right, using the technique I just described, something like that, right? And now I can use the, I can pretty much drag the shadow to cover this at the bottom. That's okay. I can use Edit, Transform, Scale, hold down Shift, and just drag it up. double click here. Now I'm going to remove the edge. Before doing that, I'm going to change the blending mode to luminosity. I'm going to click here to create a layer mask up here, right? Make sure it's clicked here. Then I'm going to use a black color. If you don't have black, click here, and if you need, switch. So we have black at the top. Use this here as your brush tool. Use scale maybe around, depends on your image size, 150 is pretty good here. Soft edges, so keep them at 0. Keep opacity 100% for now, so it covers everything. Something like that. And then we can also work our way on opacity 50. To just work our way and just, whoops, that was a bit too much, right? Control Z to undo. That's pretty okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty okay. It feels what it should feel, right? It's a shadow. We got some text going on at the bottom here, which is on the desert. So I'll disable that shadow. Click on the desert here, using this rectangular marquee tool. Hit Shift F5, which is an AI content aware thing, color adaptation. Click on OK to remove. And then I'm going to bring back the shadow. So one more thing I want to add here is kind of like a desert dust. She kind of goes here in full speed. So one thing we can do, let me just save my image. Before adding that smoke or debris or whatever dust you want to call it, I'm going to just do a real quick selection of the bike, of the wheel. Not the frame, but here on the wheel. And put some radial motion on it. So there is a cool feature, blur, radial blur, that will kind of circulate. Now you might need to select that inner chrome wheel first, and then on the tire. Let's see if it works. Let's do zoom, spin. Let's see how that works. Good. Well, that was kind of okay. I mean, it's such a high speed thing, right? So ideally you would apply radial motion here and normal motion, like motion blur here. But then you might need to do that in several instances. I think this is okay if we just do a little of it. Like maybe 30, best quality, and just go for it. That's okay, right? Let's do the same thing now on the front wheel. Now the front wheel is further away from the camera, which means it's gonna appear to rotate less. The distance it travels will be smaller. So we're gonna use blur and radial, and maybe amount, whoops, 15 or something. So, and that's too little, I think. So let's undo. Let's try again and apply 20 or so. 23. Yeah, that's perfect. So we have that applied, which gives a sense of motion to the bike, and then we want to finish this off by creating that debris, fog, slash, whatever it's called, dust thing, right? So I want this to be on top of the bike. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to use this one, which is the selection brush tool. The lasso tool. And we're gonna draw a projected thing that's gonna look something like that. All right, this is our dust thing, and what we want to do is fill it with something so that we can go and use the render clouds option. Currently black and white, that's fine. Deselect. I'm gonna change its blending mode to screen. I'm going to change its color to, I'm using curves here, to drag down blue to half and green to half of that. Whoops. The thing is, this thing we are doing now, it's It's gonna be a little bit bright, this effect. Alright, as you can see, it's kind of bright, but I think it should be, because it's kind of being lit by the sun. As she's racing, this is being lit, right? So I think it needs to be like that. Alright, next we're gonna apply motion blur, and that will be this one. The direction we have here, and then some kind of distance, that makes sense. This is a kind of a high speed, so something like that is pretty awesome, right? And then finally we got an additional thing. By the way, you can always do what we just did in several layers, like instances. Have one that has smaller motion, one that's larger, maybe covers more, but it's more rapid in its perceived motion and so forth. I'm just gonna do this quick and easy right now, right? So final thing is gonna kind of blend the edges into the image. I'm gonna create a melee mask at the bottom here. Make sure it's selected. Use black as color. Again, use brush. I want to use a larger brush this time, around 300. And work my way with 30. So I can just tone it and make sure it's only where I need it to be, right? I don't want it to be everywhere. Maybe a little bit lower. Yeah, it should be on the ground, right? But not that much. Yeah, this is cool. Then we can also create a sense of like a almost like a beam effect, if you will. I'm gonna have a lower size, maybe 200, and I'm gonna project like it's not coming here. So I'm creating like a beam effect that I have some of the fog going here, some of the fog going here, and it's not just being static all over, right? So that creates kind of like a little bit more realism, if you will. And again, you can have multiple layers on this, because that's gonna be, you know, huge and really turn your image to the next level. That's cool. So I think that looks pretty awesome. What I can do just quickly is to click on the top main layer here, duplicate it, make it larger. So you can fake that effect a little bit, right? Scale it, and just scale it up a little bit, like a lot. Hold down, let's click it here, hold down Control, click left, wait for it a second, and then I'm gonna move that entire thing, like so. And when you have layers, what you can do with them, you can obviously rotate them, scale them, you know, squeeze them, all that. It's pretty cool. But most importantly, what you have is the ability to change blending mode. Not all, you know, layers need to be the same. You can use dissolve, you can use darken, multiply. There is, as you can see, they behave differently and they give different looks. Some look darker, some look brighter. So it's kind of like, this one looks really lit by the sunshine, right? So you have multiple options to play with this, and just select the one that makes the most sense. I think I'm gonna go with the brighter one. I think I like that. It's kind of like edgy, right? Gives the image a lot of motion. I like that. I like more in the middle. So let's do something like that, and maybe turn it up a little bit. Rotate, yeah, cool. And most importantly, what you can do now with different layers, you can also change the color. But most importantly, you can adjust the opacity here. By bringing this down, you're not forcing all effects to be at max. This is a common rookie mistake in Photoshop. People just add everything at max. Don't do that. Bring them down a little bit. This doesn't need to be full, right? And this one neither. So it's just a small, you know, effect. It is lit by the sun, but always when you dial down things, they tend to look a little bit more realistic. Of course, this is not hollow quality. I just spent, you know, a few minutes here on this, but you see the point, right? And so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just save, end this by combining it all and applying a filter. I always do filters because, you know, when you throw in a filter, you combine all the stuff. What I mean with that is you're not you know, when we're blending two components, one is from one game, one is from another, you end up faking things, right? And you want really, to put a third element on top. And this is why I always mention, put a third element on top so that it looks different. Now let's see what kind of filter we can have here. This looks pretty cool. Grainy. Yeah. Travel. Let's see, bleach. Cross processing. Glamour. Glamour. You know, I'm just gonna go with the one I was using, Wedding Pastel. This is my favorite. I'm just gonna go with that. There's too much to choose from. I'm gonna choose the mid one, which is more warm intent. And now, what I want to do is lower the opacity. We don't have to go full force, right? Just add a little bit of that, like punch the image a little bit, and that's fine. Next, we're gonna flatten the image. Go to Camera Raw here. And on Camera Raw, what we're gonna do is, you know, play a little bit with this and give it more temperature, more heat. I think that's pretty cool, right? A bit more heat. Can we have more magenta or more green? I think more magenta is cool. Vibrance, no. Texture, maybe a little bit. Clarity, a little bit. Vignette, for sure. I want to also tone the edges so we have more focus on the center of the image. Do we need more contrast? I doubt it. It's pretty good the way it is, maybe just a tad. And we can maybe lower the highlights. You know, I kind of like, you know, high contrast images. That's kind of my signature, but sometimes it just gets too much. So let's see if I can lower that a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. I think it's cool. All right, then we have a cool thing, color grading here. Keep midtones as is, shadows blue, and highlights up. This gives the image more professional, like almost movie style look. Very simple to do. Click on OK. And that's it. So we have, I mean, there's always more work to do. An image is never ready. A render is never ready. Art, a piece of art is never ready. You have to decide when it's ready. You can carve out the, I mean, the path the bike takes on the in the sand, right? We could have built an army of droids here. But this is just a quick example of what you can do. How quickly and easily you can change the background to something completely else, completely different. And this works for any type of game. You don't have to do action sequences. We can do a portrait next time, just completely off, you know, something completely different from different games that we haven't yet covered. So guys, that's all for now. If you like this video, hit like and follow the channel so that we can, you know, I can continue to bring more cool stuff. Which I always love doing. So guys, also let me know in the comments if you like this video, if you like something else more explained in detail or something like that. Another thing we could have played here is the hair. There are many ways of playing with hair. This is just a quick video. You can find hair online, you can apply motion blur to it, you can distort it, you can, I mean, render out specific hair. Borrow hair from a different game or a different section or time in the game or whatever. There's always a gazillion ways of doing things, right? Like I said, this is a quick thing. We could have had an army of droids and hair and all that, but this is just a quick thing, right? So guys, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you next time.